already mentioned, what a beautiful but yet chilly, our first chilly night of the year here as the temperature starts to drop as the sun goes down. But makes for a beautiful night for some fall football. And I could not piggyback more off what you mentioned about Coach Moberg and his defense. Reminds me a little bit of what some of the Minnesota Vikings have put together the last few years, where the defense is their staple. And last week, although scoring 28 points, you can correct me which way, if it's 2 or 3 defensive touchdowns last week, Rob? Three out of 21 out of 28 points scored off the defensive side of the ball. And that just shows how defense can take you all the way to the end to a big win like that. And the kick is off. A short, almost looks like a pooch kick by the Mustangs, bounced about the 20-yard line, scooped up by the Woodbury Royals, and hit right away, falling forward for about a 5-yard return for the Royals. And they're going to start at 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line.
Mounds last week was dealing with injuries. They are dealing with injuries again this week. Sampson was out last week. He's their big play wide receiver. He is back for the Mustangs. Looking forward to seeing what he can contribute on offense, because Trevor Redmond is out. And I think it's pretty clear if you've watched the Mustangs in the past couple of years, he really is the engine of their offense. He left the first play of the game against Tino Grace, and their offense sputtered a little bit because of that.
Mustangs lined up in their normal 3-4 defense here. And it looks like the Royals coming with a little zone read and tackled right about the line of scrimmage by the Mustangs.
So the Royals will spread you out. They run a spread offense. They like to do zone read. They like to do a lot of specific passing concepts that really reduce the number of reads the quarterback has to make. So they are pretty effective through the air just by eliminating one side of the field and then reading one player. Pretty slick way to run a passing offense.
Oh, absolutely. And I want to give credit to the defensive back number 21 for the Mustangs, Nick Dunnigan, flying up for the tackle there on the left side on that last play. And the Royals back in shotgun here, 4 wide. There's another inside handoff for running forward, falling for about a 5-yard gain.
Mateo Rosendahl in there tonight. Huge game last week with 2 interceptions, and both interceptions were such athletic plays. I was so impressed with his play.
And here the quarterback for the Royals keeping it right around the running right around to the first down marker. We may have a measure here as he gets about a 5-yard gain on 3rd and 5. And it looks like number 7, Jake Wenzel, will be our starting quarterback tonight for the Royals with his first carry. And that is a first down. They're going to move the chains. First down of the night.
Just underway here, 10:53 in the first quarter. First series here for Woodbury on offense. Looks like a little bunch set to the left with an offset eye. A little bit of a delay here as the offense looks to be ready, but the ref has not yet blown the whistle.
Looks like we're possibly checking on the clock or scoreboard here to make sure that we have everything rocking and rolling with our technology.
So it looks like we have Kettlehut, Rosendahl. Trying to see all the defensive back players. Can't see quite all the numbers.
And the Royals with one man in motion in the backfield. They're almost a triple option look. The ball is on the ground. This is going to be close. Did you see who has it, Rob?
Looks like, Miles, you got it. Dressel and Hunter.
And there's the call, Mustang football right off the bat. There's our first turnover of the night.
That is huge. Let's go. So Farm. Give it up for Nate Farm.
We are and yes, that was a triple option where you have a lot of opportunities for error for the Royals, but I think we're starting to see a Mustang defense that can turn over any team in this district. And when you have a team who can get turnovers like that and put your offense in this type of field position, you are looking at it. You're giving yourself a chance to win a lot of ball games.
You know, they turned the ball over 10 times in the first 2 games, did the Mustang offense. But I do think we are seeing a steady increase in the number of turnovers the defense is now getting to even out the total turnover ratio offense versus defense for the Mustangs.
Looks like we have a pitch in the backfield here to Nate Farm, who gets a nice carry. He's looking at a 6-yard gain at least there. We did have Cisneros in motion as the Mounds View offense continues to show a lot of shifting and a lot of motion, something that they're very strong at the first 3 weeks of the season.
Nice little gain there. Looks like about 6 yards. Mustangs quickly break the huddle. Sampson is back. He's up to Stenstrom's left.
Some more motion. There's a handoff to the outside. It looks like Sparks. He's got a little bit of room. A couple of shifty shakes there, and he's going to fall forward pretty close to the first down marker. Looks like there is – Woodbury wants to say there's a fumble there, but referees call it down. It's going to be a 3rd and short coming up.
So again, just as we saw last week, a lot of players traditionally on the defensive side of the ball playing offense for the Mustangs. That does mean that they are playing more of their athletes on both sides of the football to give guys breaks between offense and defensive series. Nate Farm is one of those guys. He is highly effective as a runner and obviously also very strong as a safety.
Once again, we have a little bit of a delay here as the referees are looking to – they're going to bring out a measure here.
The other just complete stud on both sides of the ball last week is Brian Tebbett. Such a hard runner. He was so fun to watch last week. And he can just bring the wood on defense too. So he obviously is one of their stronger, faster players, and he's really made a difference, certainly last week on both sides of the football.
And, you know, if you count when we bring the Dressel brothers in on offense into our strong eye formation, I'd like to see how many members of this football team we have playing both sides of the football this year, at least at some point during the game, and it's very impressive.
So Mausy's huddling up. Looks like it's going to be a 3rd. No, they did give us a 1st down.
All right.
10. Mustangs on the 27-yard line after that fumble. Stenstrom lines up under center with 2 backs. Split behind him. Sampson out to his left, O'Brien to his right, with Cisneros in the slot.
A little bit of confusion early on in the game here tonight, causing a few delays, but thanks to all of our probably hundreds and hundreds of viewers tonight for sticking with us through these delays. We have a great start here as Woodbury has an early fumble recovered by the Mustangs. We're now at 9:54 left in the first quarter, 0-0, and it's a 1st and 10 for Stenstrom and the Mustangs.
We do appreciate you turning in to watch Mounds View football.
You know, and I want to throw this one more a ticket out or a punch out there, and that will say, if you are watching this or if you've seen this link, please share it out on Twitter. Send it out to family and friends who you think maybe know someone on this football team. I know we have a few grandparents that watch the show, a few parents at home that are unable to make it out. Share this link, send the game out so they can see, and you can share so we can get some more viewers following and supporting our young Mustang student athletes every Friday night.
Best place to find us, always embedded on the Mounds View Mustangs football website. Just Google Mounds View Mustangs football and you will find us. Stenstrom now under center. He's going to hand off, fake the handoff, roll out to the left. He's got Sampson open, but he's going to be sacked. And you were not able to see that because the camera work is terrible. I am back on camera. We're missing the student helpers that we typically have at home games.
Yes, one of many disadvantages of being on the road for the Mustangs is some of our multi-duty task work, but to give you a short description, well defended by the Royals. They kept contained on the outside. As I view our part of our replay here, yeah, we have the outside backer and even the middle linebacker keep contained over there on the left side. Do not let Stenstrom get outside and come down with the sack. A lot of movement there in the backfield for the Mustangs. Stenstrom under center. And he's going to come a little bit of a sweep handoff. Oh, and hit in the backfield again by the Royals. Another tackle for a loss. And as Nate Farm is taken down, we're going to look at a 3rd and very, very long here for the Mustangs.
20 plus.
On their first possession of the game. Well, we're seeing a lot of aggressiveness by the linebackers and D-line from the Woodbury Royals, possibly setting up some opportunities for some downfield or even quick passes on the blitz. We'll see what kind of adjustments Stenstrom makes as he moves his shotgun and gives himself 4 or 5 wide there. 3rd and 25. If I was 3rd and 27, I believe is the official marking on the scoreboard. And here's Stenstrom. Three-step drop. He's looking underneath. He's got a dump down. It is bobbled by Cisneros and just dropped. Going to be a 4th and long, and I'm assuming he's going to be coming out the punt team for the Mustangs.
So not able to capitalize on an early turnover by the Royals. It would be 4th and 25 from their own 27-yard line. Actually, that has not been updated, the scoreboard, because they are nowhere near the 27 any longer.
Yes, absolutely. We are way pushed back. But because of where we started with the Mustangs started with the football, they have an opportunity to push back the Royals and give them some very tough field position. We'll see here as Redmond is our normal punter, who we have in a new punter. And the kick looks good. It's going to bounce once or twice. We'll see. It looks like a Mustang roll. Oh, very nice Mustang roll. Inside the 5 to the 4, 3. And down to right, I would say right above the 1-yard line. Beautiful.
Very similar to a punt that took place last week against Tino Grace that resulted in a Drew Macchia 3-yard touchdown interception. That did seal the deal on me losing my voice.
Oh, what a performance last week, though. Could not be happier the way the defense came out and got our Mustangs back on the winning record and looking to continue tonight. Here we have Rosendahl out at corner along with Dunnigan and Farm back at safety here. We have trips left for Woodbury and in kind of more of a pistol formation, a smaller shotgun, and there's an inside handoff.
Rowan Morgan with the tackle. That was quick and for almost no gain. Rowan Morgan also had an unbelievable strip sack last week.
Oh,
definitely worth
so impressive.
Getting that replay up on YouTube.
Mustang defense really stretching Dressel out here into the trips, and he's right in position for the bubble pass that Wenzel wanted. And then it's going to be, oh, we have the ball is loose again.
That's the Mustang defense, baby. Another fumble recovered by Mounds. Let's just let our defense play this entire game. Hunter Cash with the fumble recovery. That play dead in the water from the very get-go. Great coverage by Mounds. Nowhere to go with the football. And ultimately ends up on the grass, and Mounds recovers. It'll be 1st down and goal from their own 9-yard line.
And you're going to hear us talking all night about this amazing defense, not because of all the turnovers that they've been able to get the last few weeks, but because we know that defense can take teams far into the playoffs. Defense can win teams championships. Defense can be the staple that can take a team anywhere they want to be. And Moberg's defense is stepping up. Stenstrom under center with an offset backs in the backfield here. And it's a handoff. We have Farm on a play he has scored on before, but he's hit right at the line. Rob, what would you call that? An outside handoff to Nate Farm there with a lead blocker?
It looks like their isolation.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he's following that blocker.
Isolation play on the linebacker. You know what I don't see, it's probably because I'm staring through a screen that's about 6 inches big, is how many linemen are pulling on that. We do have the replay here. If there's any pulling linemen, it's more of a power than an ISO play. And there's a pulling guard on that play. So I think it's just a power run that they lead up with a running back. And here's Farm again up off the left guard.
Oh, push him forward.
All the way up close to the 1 or 2 yard line. So that's going to be 3rd down and 2 from the 2.
You know what I'd like to see here? And if we're running the ball, keep pushing it. I know Moberg sees that in us right now, but I would love to see O'Brien get in the action here with a little play-action dump to the tight end or a play-action rollout because he is such a factor, and he's a big body as well that can not only block but can catch with his hands.
Do they have Rowan Morgan in the backfield right now? It looks like number 19 is one of the 2 backs behind.
Yes, it looks like him confirming. He has a great first block.
That's going to be a touchdown.
Oh, the ball is loose, Rob. We got one blocker outside for the Royals to the 10, to the 20. He's back across the field. Stenstrom trips him up and taken down about midfield. The crowd for Woodbury is on their feet. We got to look at a replay, and we'll let you know what happened here. But we do have a handoff to Farm up the middle, and then the ball somewhere comes loose.
So Morgan is the lead blocker. He's got a huge lane right to the end zone. It almost appears as though he misses the hole. The ball must have just been pulled out of the scrum. Number 20 for the Woodbury Royals, Isaiah Walters, a sophomore.
And
all the way out to the 50-yard
And we may have not have mentioned this before the game, but Woodbury is known as kind of an all-or-nothing team. They are a big play team that has the speed to make a big play at any point in the game, but it may not be consistent. And right there, Mounds View deep in the Woodbury territory, they come up with a big play. Here we have trips left again in the pistol formation, handoff up the middle. About a 5-yard gain, but there is a flag on the field.
So very much like Irondale used to do, Woodbury, if you'll notice, before the play is snapped, many of the players are looking at wristbands. There's a signal that comes in. The wristband tells them what their individual assignment is. So actually the only player on the field that knows the play for Woodbury is the quarterback. Everyone else just looks at the wristband. It might say block head up. It might say run a corner route. Every single player has their own single assignment. It makes it really easy for players to make fewer mistakes. But spread offenses traditionally are usually mistake-filled because you're frequently in gun or pistol, and you're throwing the football a lot. And in high school, it's just not a high percentage play all the time to be throwing the football, especially against a defense that's already prone to turn teams over.
And really something that if you watch college football on Saturdays, you continue to see more and more teams with the spread in that same type of, oh, and there's a quarterback keep on the zone read, and Wenzel's got room. He's out to the outside, to the 40, to the 30. We got a couple flags on the field. It is tough to tell, coming from behind the runner here, what it's going to be. We'll wait for the call.
Usually the quarterback reads a defensive end. On that particular play, he's reading a scraping linebacker, and as soon as that linebacker moves up, scrapes up to fill a gap, the quarterback's going to slide right in behind him. Right there. That's the linebacker that moved up, and he was gone.
And well played by Wenzel, or
yeah,
well read,
absolutely.
I should say. And here's the call.
So we've got a penalty against Woodbury. It is holding. A spot foul. So they're going to march this one back 10 yards. It'll be at around the 50-yard line. Actually, right on the 50-yard line.
Well, great call. Right on the 50.
I can tell already Woodbury's offense, very similar to the offense that I called for Irondale High School back around 2012. Likely comes from the former offensive coordinator at Auburn, actually, Tony Franklin. We would travel down and actually meet and learn from Coach Franklin.
Is that right?
When we were running this offense, absolutely.
Here's Wenzel in shotgun, 3 wide receivers to his left. He's going to keep it right up the middle with a quarterback run for a 2-yard gain. Would you almost call that a quarterback power, ISO there as he goes right to it?
Yep, especially whenever you see a player, even the Vikings actually do this too with receivers like Thielen. They'll run them close to the line of scrimmage, almost like they're lining up in a slot to be that lead player and to get up on the linebacker as quickly as they can.
Wenzel in shotgun once again continues to show his ability to run. Here's a bubble pass to the outside. That's a backward pass, Rob. We'll see what the call is. See, my only question is, he snaps it from the 50. Yes, you're right. It made about parallel. Snaps it from the 50, catches it. We'll look at the replay. Catches it about the he's catching it about the 50. And if he takes about a one-step drop here, the ball did hit about 49 on the backside of the field. We'll see here. 51 to the 51. Or, sorry, there's no 51 in football. Rob. The 49 to the 49 there. That's close. Hopefully I'm not showing my Mustang bias here, but that was close. And we're going to line up for third down.
You can show your Mustang bias.
It was close. All right, Woodbury back in shotgun here.
Trips to the
three-step
left again.
drop.
They're going to throw to the single receiver side. Just a quick in route, about 5 yards.
I really like those plays. If you feel like you have the numbers on those sides, you have a wide receiver that can catch and run, you really need one good block. And the linemen are chime in here too, Rob. And the linemen are getting downfield right off that pass correctly and trying to get to the second level. And then you could have a big window to run.
It's an RPO, run pass option. That's why some people think it's illegal, because linemen get downfield so quickly. Ooh, that's going to be offsides. I'm surprised they didn't call it. But see, this again, you saw the quarterback look to the offensive coordinator for the play. But sounds like they're going to take a timeout. Was that Woodbury?
Woodbury timeout. That is correct. We have 3:32 left here in the first quarter. It is 0-0, a defensive battle, really filled with some turnovers from both sides of the football. And we have a Woodbury Yeah, 4th and 4, is that correct? And our first 4th down where a team is going for in here tonight.
So again, you've seen Woodbury with some pretty good plays. A couple of them, penalties, but
And I can tell where they're a big play team. The way that spread offense can open up big plays with their kind of speed, we're going to continue to see opportunities for big plays tonight.
Let's see if the Mustangs turn them over on down. 4th and 5 from their own 43 are the Royals. Let's go.
Big 4th down. As you can imagine, the Mustangs in a 3-4 defense with the Dressels on the outside and the same secondary led by Rosendahl and the safeties. Oh, it's a pump fake. He's got a man deep. Well read. The ball is short, caught by number 11, and that's a touchdown, Woodbury. So we'll take you through the replay. Well, you won't see our replay, but we have looks like a wide receiver screen or a bubble pass where we get a hard pass fake from Wenzel, the quarterback. And our safety, Rosendahl, does bite and come up on the pass fake, and that leaves number 11 wide open deep.
Almost looked like the running back was offsides. That play in the Franklin offense is called Fox. So you fake a bubble or jailbreak screen.
Which we've seen already 3 times a night.
Yeah, the thing that is so deceptive is the actual route the receiver that goes deep takes to block the defender is the exact same, and he slips right off the block, goes deep, and ends up wide open in the end zone for a touchdown.
Well executed.
So Woodbury's going to convert the extra point as well, and they're going to take a 7-0 lead with 3:24 here remaining in the first quarter. Mounds not able at this point on offense to get a whole lot going. Twice they turned Woodbury over deep in their own territory, not even able to convert a first down if I'm not mistaken. And so this pretty significant. Mounds was on the 2-yard line. Woodbury turns them over to the 50-yard line on 4th and 5. They score a very impressive touchdown to take a 7-0 lead. So a bit of a slow start on what is becoming a chillier evening. Looks like Lomax and Radaba are back deep for the Mustang kick return team.
Woodbury lining up for the kick here on this chilly night. 3:24 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Woodbury Royals. And the Mustangs really going to receive the football for the first time back deep in their territory. Based on these last few turnovers that they've had, we'll see what kind of return Radaba and Lomax can come up with.
Check that. Cisneros back deep.
Oh, it is Cisneros.
Cisneros and Lomax, and here's the kick.
Fielded by Lomax to the 10, to the 15. He's got a few blocks, takes on a hard hit, and he falls just past the 20, and it's going to set up a 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Still plenty of energy in the stadium tonight, as both sides have plenty of fans out tonight. In week 4 already, as we're getting to mid-season, which is just unbelievable to think about.
Just checking the weeks off already.
Yeah, as all high school fall sports in Minnesota continue to start early in August as they kick off practice, along with volleyball and soccer. And by the time you get to end of September, you are getting halfway through, if not second half of your season. Stenstrom under center with an offset backfield. And some more shifting. Cisneros now in the backfield. Good to see him playing on both sides of the ball. And the handoff right up the middle there. Hit once, hit twice, and going to come down. Looks like we have number 5 for the Mustangs, Cody Bieber.
Bieber's got the cast off now. So a lot to be expected out of him. A lot of speed, a lot of power from Bieber. Really hoping to see him gain big chunks of yardage now that he's completely healthy. He's got big aspirations, does Bieber. Michigan State, that's where he wants to go to school. Right? That's where he wants to play some football in college.
And it's great to see the depth with Redmond being out this week. All these running backs ready to step up. Three-step drop. Stenstrom looks for the hitch out to the outside, overthrows his receiver. Did have a man on the outside there, number 4. Hoydia, who has had some big nights this season, but just overthrown.
Hoydia caught his first touchdown last week.
Yeah.
From Brian Tebbett.
Unbelievable. What a game last week.
Mustangs got to get something going here. 3rd and 10 from their 21-yard line. Not been able to get much of a push at all in the run game. Expect that they'll be passing here. Stenstrom 3-step drop. He hands off on a draw play, and that does not fool Woodbury. Not sure if that's Bieber or who it was that was at F, but that is stopped for no gain. It was indeed Cody Bieber. So that's going to bring a 4th and 10 for the Mustangs. They were not able to move the football at all that series, not a single yard. So with 2:15 remaining in the first quarter, the Mustang offense not able to find their game in week 4.
You know, Woodbury Royals just swarming on defense up front and in the backfield, doing a tremendous job showing off some of their speed. Mustangs now back to punt it away again tonight with unable to get anything going on offense.
I wouldn't exactly say punt is our best play either. We had one blocked earlier in the season, and we've just not really been able to reel off a big chunk of yards via the punt. I will say the first punt of this evening did roll to the 2-yard line. That was a pretty nice play there. But now we've got a stoppage in time. Mounds took a timeout. Again, they are down 7 after a fake screen and a throw deep for about a 48-yard touchdown.
Yep. A very well executed play. And what we've talked about, a big play by a big play team. They are an all or nothing many times in their possessions. They're going to look deep, look for a big play. Otherwise, they may have what we saw in already 2 turnovers tonight.
Mustang now ready to punt the football.
Drew Pearson, number 23 for the Woodbury Royals, back to return. And Woodbury showing much more. Oh, they are coming at the punter pretty hard, and it is a short punt again. Bounces about on the Mustang's own 40 and then rolls out of bounds.
So very, very good field position. And it's hard to rebound from bad field position when you can't launch the football on a punt. It just really does show you Trevor Redmond's absence is going to be big for this team, both offensively and on special teams. The guy just did it all.
Oh, absolutely. Woodbury Royals spreading out the Mustangs again. Trips left, and here comes a handoff up the middle. Big gain for the Woodbury Royals. About 10 yards and a first down as he falls forward.
So that was Brock Reinhardt. He looks pretty quick up the middle. A junior, 5'8", 173-pound running back for the Royals.
And the Royals speeding it up here as they're back up in the same formation. Looking, I'm guessing they're going to come with the same type of carry up the middle. And that they do, but the quarterback keeps it with a big stiff arm and then hit hard on the outside by number 21, Nick Dunnigan.
Oh, Dunnigan, sorry,
yep.
my bad.
Coming up hard from the
21,
secondary.
Not 41. That was a big hit.
You know, flying up from the secondary is so challenging because your primary responsibility many times is the pass. It looked like he was inserting there in the 3-4, so he did have the ability to come up on the run, but that's a tackle in space. Well done, Nick Dunnigan.
Pistol formation here. Another handoff up the middle. Reinhardt again. Looks like they're in a hurry-up offense. Typically this is called NASCAR, and it's really easy. You just basically go without the wristbands and signal in a play. Everyone knows the play and knows their assignment for that particular play.
And I don't want to say the spread offense right now is giving the Mustangs trouble, but I will say it's a little bit of a different look when we have TG last week and we have a team who's hurrying up like they are tonight. It's quite a change of pace here for the Mustangs as they are still adjusting. Trips left. It's going to be really a speed option to the left there. Quarterback keeps it, and he's probably going to have another first down.
Also not a great week of practice. Tons of rain. I know the varsity had to be inside 2 days. Which doesn't bode well when you're having to plan for, prepare for a team that runs an offense you have not seen all year. Not even in scrimmages did they see this level of spread offense.
And as we look at the replay, it looks like Wenzel was optioning the outside backer on that Dressel. He always has, when you run option, you always have one person that's left unblocked that you're looking to option to see if you want to keep or give it up. And here's the end of the first quarter.
So, some odd timeouts that quarter. I mean, it just didn't seem like you could get into a whole much of a rhythm. Woodbury didn't get in much of a rhythm. They hit a big play, which is what we said they would do, about a 49-yard touchdown. But now they're driving a little bit. The hurry-up offense to their advantage, catching Mounds a bit on their heels. They're going to start the second quarter with a 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line.
Well, a beautiful but chilly night here as the sun is finally down, and I can feel the temperature dropping very quickly. Going to give our Mustangs a little taste of what October is going to be as they finish out the season these last 4 weeks. But we have a lot of talent here tonight. Very impressed so far by the Woodbury Royals and the talent that they're coming out with. Plenty of speed on defense, plenty of skilled players on offense, including led by their quarterback, Wenzel, who can run and pass the ball very efficiently.
Yeah, Wenzel looks good. That Reinhardt kid, number 5 for Woodbury, looks like he's a pretty strong player. Obviously, they've got some size at receiver, so they're a load on offense. They can definitely move the football up and down the field. But they've made 2 mistakes already in the first quarter, so they are not playing perfect football by any means. And this defense has a nose for the end zone. They showed it 3 times last year.
And I think you made a great point a little earlier when you commented on how a spread offense and a fast-paced offense like this is going to open up room for error. It's going to open up opportunities to drop the football, and it has shown already. Woodbury in shotgun, and it's a sweep outside handoff. Reinhardt again hit by the Mustangs. He's going to get another 4 yards, though.
So he's clearly carries the load for Woodbury. I mean, his hands are in his ball quite a bit. The ball is in his hands quite a bit.
We have Rosendahl out here on the outside, per usual at corner, with Dunnigan out at the wide safety, inserting there on the slot position. And the quarterback's going to keep it. Hitting the backfield there. Rowan Morgan getting in the action with a low tackle. Just grabs the ankle, but well played. It's going to set up a 3rd and 5.
Hunter Cash right there, too. Clean up. Help his teammate out. So 3rd down and 6 from the 15 are the Woodbury Royals. Let's get a stop. Let's go.
They've proven it all season, Rob. The Mustang defense, they're stepping up on big plays. This is going to be a big play. We do not want to go down 14-0. We do not want to go down 10-0. We want to make a stop right here, make Woodbury decide if they want to go for it or not, and put the pressure on. We have Rowan Morgan at DN, the Dressel brothers at outside backer, secondary ready to go, showing what looks like a cover 3 look. And we might have another timeout here. Timeout Woodbury.
See, that's the thing. I mean, if you don't like the play, they're very used to calling the timeout and or changing the play. Sometimes they'll just go to the line of scrimmage, give a cadence, and then wait and see to look from the coaches at what they want to call based on how the defense aligns. I loved coaching a spread offense until we turned the football over.
Oh, it's got to be exciting.
Yeah, it is. And players love it too. I mean, let's face it. It's not easy anymore to get players to come out for football. There are safety considerations that parents make, and they should, right? It's their kid. The most important thing in your world is your kid. But the spread offense is intriguing to kids. It helps because it's fun. You can put up some stats. You can move the football. But it does result in a lot of turnovers.
Woodbury with a few men in motion, and Wenzel's going to keep it again, and he's got room. 5, 6, 7-yard gain. He's going to be close to the first down marker, but I can tell right away he is confident to carry the ball and even put his head down.
Yeah. So that's a first down. There it is.
There
first
it is.
And goal.
So, Rob, going back as you talked about the spread offense, how do you think as a coach and from your experience in the past, how do you balance some of that risk of a turnover and reward of the big play? Based on the personnel?
You know what you do? You practice a ton of passing.
Hand off by the Woodbury Royals, falling forward And because of pushing the pile there, they're going to get another 3-4 yards. They're going to be inside the 5 with a 2nd and goal. Really in a great position here.
You want to be 50-50 run-pass in a spread offense in a game, but you practice like 80-20, where it's mostly passing, because that's where the turnovers typically happen. It's not just throwing the football. It's typically lining up a gun and taking a snap that isn't under center.
Absolutely.
Woodbury's running a lot of motion to get the linebackers.
Here's
out
Wenzel.
of
He's got
place.
room. He's going to get in.
Touchdown. So that is just quarterback ISO.
Yeah.
They have an extra blocker along the line of scrimmage. They bring the running back up.
And, we have a lot of gaps here. And as the Mustang defense is pretty spread out, even on the goal line, that's a lot to fill for those 2 backers with no other safeties there. And
you see 2 guys. So Reinhardt blocked Dressel, and then it looked like Makia came up and got caught up in the wash. And so easy touchdown for Reinhardt. Waltzes right into the end zone, 13-0 lead for the Royals.
Kick is up, and kick is good. We're looking at 14-0 for the Woodbury Royals. The start they're looking for here on this home game tonight, but the Mustangs coming on the road for just the 2nd time this season. Very tough start. But defensively, they've had their time. It is on offense. They're really struggling to even get a first down here.
I think they're going to have to do some more through the air. It's unfortunate. I really feel like Stenstrom's strength is play action. And if you can't get the run game going, you just don't have a whole lot in play action. Sampson and O'Brien are able to come open when he rolls out to the left or the right. And in fact, they did it earlier tonight. He took a sack, but the play was open. He just couldn't quite get to set up rolling out to his left in order to make that throw. So we'll see what they do here to adjust. That is something I really like about Elkinen, the offensive coordinator. He does a great job making adjustments. Sometimes it's coming out of half, but I think he can do it between series too. He knows what the defense is trying to do. They're a savvy, experienced coaching staff. But this is the time now, down 14, about midway through the 2nd quarter here, where you want to see your offense come alive a little bit and be a spark for your defense and for your special teams.
And here we have, once again, Cisneros and Lomax, our big return man, back to return. Woodbury lined up, and the kick is up, and it is a nice, deep kick. Going to be fielded by Cisneros on the goal line. He's going to take it out. No, in high school they will. He did touch it and catch it in the end zone, and they're going to have a touchback and receive the ball coming out with a 1st and 10. And that touchback rule in high school, just like many other changes that have occurred at other levels with the kickoff, also for safety, as safety concerns continue to rise in youth football all the way through professional. And we continue to see positive changes, I think, in the game of football for safety, Rob, and things that I know that all coaches in this area and district continue to take seriously, because it is. And how can you keep the players safe through practice and games? Mounds in shotgun. Stenstrom play action. He's got Cisneros down. He's pressured very hard once again on that play action, and the pass falls incomplete.
So not able to get a lot of push up front running the football. Not really able to protect the quarterback when throwing the football. So
we have some big boys in the D-line here tonight, I think.
Yep.
And they are doing a great job flying in there.
A little bit of laundry on the field here. Not sure what the flag is for. We'll find that out momentarily. Holding Mounds you. Tough call.
Ooh.
So that's going to be accepted. It'll be 1st and 20 from the 10-yard line. And really hard for an offense when they're already not able to move the football when they get 10 yards behind the sticks from the very get-go. So Hoyte is going to come out to Stenstrom's left. Sampson up to his right. Single eye set to his right. Got motion. We're going to hand off to the left here.
Great cut.
Cisneros, great cut up the middle. He's got grass, and he's all the way up to the 40-yard line. Shifty moves.
Look at that little burst of speed up in the
Cisneros.
middle there.
Let's go.
Now I see why we're continuing to get some offensive snaps for Cisneros. Great job as he cuts it upfield and gets himself about a 15, 20-yard gain probably.
That's huge given the fact that they were 10 yards behind the sticks already. On their 10-yard line all the way up to their 40-yard line.
Great play.
Big-time gain. Just what you need to spark an offense to get the ball moving down the field. Stenstrom now back under, I should say, Stenstrom in gun. A little bit of motion. One back set to his left.
Really packing it in tight. And that's for that inside handoff there. Looks like possibly Tebbett. Wait for a number. It is Bieber.
Backfield, Joel Fromholt on the tackle. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Sampson jogging out the field as Stenstrom comes in with the call. Yet to see much of our talented wide receivers get some action tonight of Sampson and Hoydia, who are always out wide. A pretty stacked backfield here with 3 men in the backfield. Once again, the Mustangs packing it in very tight. O'Brien moving up to the tight end position. And that's Sparks on the handoff, thrown forward to the ground. He's only going to get about a yard there.
So, 3rd down and about 5.
Short gain, 3rd and 5 for
This time Bieber will check out. Sampson back in. Probably spreading them out a little bit. Look for them to throw here. Maybe a screen pass. Potentially a screen pass, even to a wide receiver. Like to see if they can get Sparks in the passing game.
And yes, not only that, I'm looking at this tight coverage I have on the outside. You possibly have some cover one and man-to-man out here with our wideouts. And there we got to look. Cisneros, great catch. Breaks one, falling forward, fighting for extra yards and a first down for the Mustangs.
Let's go.
I think we can start to take advantage of some of this coverage on the outside. We have looks like some bumping around on the outside at cover one. I'll have you take a look on this next series. But when you have Sampson and Hoydia out there, when you got a possibility to make one move at the line and get a fade route, or make one move on the right on the line and get an inside 3-step slant, we can get ourselves some big gains here.
I'd love to see us in man coverage do that mesh concept. Mounsy's done it before. They actually did it in the end zone on a play where Stenstrom threw an interception on a 4th down earlier this season. But that mesh concept, it screws people up when they're running man coverage. They can't see it coming.
Oh, there we go. Bieber. Breaking runs, falling forward, pulling Royals with him for a first down and more.
There's a flag on the play.
We do have some yellow laundry on the field, though.
Fun to see Bieber make a play. You can see the power. You can see the confidence back with the cast off.
Yep, continues to show our depth. Yeah, Bieber, especially with that injury work there, it's so nice to see him getting the action with Redmond down, being ready to step up.
Face mask.
Face mask penalty against the
Okay.
Mustangs. So we are going to go backward, unfortunately.
Okay. Are we looking as usually a spot foul on this, depending on where the block was or where the call is?
It's too bad. That'll negate a pretty nice Bieber run. This is going to be all the way back to about the 45-yard line, 44-yard line. So a 15-yard penalty. But really, because of the gain by Bieber, it's only a 1st and 12. So, Stenstrom under center. 2 wingbacks to his right and to his left with a single receiver set and an I formation. Sparks in motion. He's going to hand off here around the right side. That to Sparks up to about the 48-yard line. So a nice gain there is going to leave Moundsy with about a 2nd and 5.
Good to see Sparks getting some action, too. We have Sparks, Bieber, and then we have Cisneros, who had that little bit of outside handoff earlier. It's great to see the depth continue to come in here and mix it up with some speed and then some power.
Here we go with that stack formation. They have to have a trick play out of that because Stenstrom is all the way out to the left on that. Stenstrom now in the gun. Motion here, and the handoff goes to Cisneros around the left-hand side. He's up just beyond the 50-yard line. Might have lost a yard. Check that. That's going to be about a 1-yard gain, giving the Mustangs a 3rd down from the 49-yard line.
Big 3rd down coming here, but when you have 3rd and about 5 or less and you're at midfield, we got anywhere in the playbook we can pull out here. We can go deep in there and dig out some sort of a trick play. We do have a pass run option. Our play action's in the mix, and we do have plenty of outside handoffs and in our run game that we could go to here that can get us 4 or 5 yards. I'd love to go anywhere in the playbook on this.
Hoytia to Stenstrom's left. Motion here, Cisneros. Fake handoff. Stenstrom's going to roll out to the right. Receiver fell down. And that's going to be a big sack. Didn't exactly see. I think it was Sparks out beyond the 35-yard line. He was open, but he fell down as he cut out and nowhere to go with the football for Stenstrom. He was staring down. It looked like wanting to go to Sparks. Just the one guy with pressure on Stenstrom, but enough to take him down, and the Mustangs are going to lose big on that. It'll be 4th and 15 from the 41. They're now lining up to punt the football.
Once again, a lot of pressure on Stenstrom out of that play action. It's been very tough for him to really get some space.
Decent punt. Woodbury backing away. It's going to take a Mounds View roll, and it's going to be down at about the 32-yard line. That's where the Royals will take over. Already up 2 scores, 14-0, 5:28 remaining in the first half.
You know, we got a little bit going there, Rob, on offense.
Woodbury quarterback under center, hands the football off to...
Oh, the ball might be loose here.
It did look like he may have fumbled.
Wait for the call.
Reinhardt, the carrier. Woodbury does retain possession of the football. That gives them a second down, about 6 or 7. Wenzel going to run in with the play this time. Woodbury now not using the wristbands, choosing instead to huddle up as they slow it down. It does appear as Wenzel's going to be under center. Split backs behind him with twins to his left. And Wenzel fakes a handoff in A gap. He's going to go deep. He's got a receiver open. And that is going to be caught to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown. Woodbury Royals.
Wow.
A 57-yard touchdown pass. Zach Ames, a 6'3 senior, beats Mateo Rosendahl on a go route. And Woodbury is going to take a 20-0 lead here with 4:38 remaining in the first half. That was a heck of a throw from about Woodbury's 30-yard line to about Moundsview's 20-yard line in the air. And Ames walks into the end zone untouched.
Well, Wenzel really showing off his arm there, something that we've seen his run game all night. But now, with 2 big touchdown passes tonight. And the kick is up and good for the Woodbury Royals.
Did we mention Woodbury has some big play ability?
We keep coming back to really hard keys of the game tonight, Rob. And the all-or-nothing offense for Woodbury continues to come out with big play after big play. And their speed is starting to show, and their ability to spread it out is really starting to show and starting to affect the Mustangs. I'm looking forward to getting past this 4 minutes and 38 seconds and getting to the Moberg halftime adjustments.
I missed that announcement on the previous 2 extra points. So Mark has given $300 so far tonight. Thank you, Mark.
21-0. This is pretty surprising. It's got to be the last worst-case scenario Mounds View envisioned coming into tonight, having played so well last week against the Tino Grace. This is what happens when you get a big play team that executes early in a game. Certainly not something Mounds View can't rebound from, but they've got to get some points on the board here heading into halftime. More than anything, just to have a little bit of momentum and a little bit of confidence coming out. It will be their football coming out at the half. This ball's caught on the 5-yard line. And a nice return all the way up to about the 40-yard line.
Get a block,
50 yard
Lomax!
line. He's got a block. This is Lomax. Caught from behind all the way up to the 32-yard line is Lomax. about a 65-yard kick return, and that is the special team spark that this offense needed. A great return, the best return of the season for the Mustangs this year. Lomax, a big-time play, and Mounds is going to take over at their 31-yard line.
And, you know, you talk about the spark we needed at the right time. Absolutely did Lomax. Make one great cut, break a few tackles, and then show off a little speed I didn't know we had hidden in them. And the Mustangs they're in some great territory here. And the spark we need with 4.5 left in the first half.
Stenson under center is going to hand off here to Nate Farm up the middle. He's going to get about a 5-yard gain. Stop there by the Woodbury safety. Rowan Morgan's going to check out as he was lead blocker on that play.
Rowan Morgan, another one of the Mustangs, starting to show a little offense, defense, both ways action tonight.
Now Cisneros going to check in for Farm. 2nd and 6 from the 27. Stenstrom under center. We've got a double I. The ball's going to be handed off to Cisneros to the deep back. He's going to be tackled at about the 25-yard line for a 2-yard gain.
Cisneros on the carry. 3rd and 6 for the Mustangs.
In a 3rd and 6 here. Another pretty tough situation, but once again, being 3rd and just halfway to go, a lot of options that the Mustangs can go to here.
Stenstrom again under center. Double tight end set. Fakes the ball to Farm. He's going to throw the ball to, looks like, number 19, Rowan Morgan.
All right, Rowan Morgan getting in the action.
He's just shy of the first down, about a 3 or 4 yard gain. So Mustangs are going to have a 4th down here that they do need to convert. 4th and 2. The clock's still ticking. 2:50 to go in the first half. So definitely gave Woodbury a running personnel package that they were able to throw and convert out of. 4th and 2 now. Stenstrom under center. He's going to fake a handoff, roll out. He lost the ball, and that is almost picked off. Threw a little bit late to the flat. It was covered, and that's going to be a turnover on downs nonetheless. As Woodbury takes over now, 2:24. Definitely enough time for them to strike the end zone again. 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line.
You know, I do like the call there where we get some movement. We get a back running out to the flats a little bit. We had an opportunity with the guy with some man-to-man coverage on the run there. It looked like number 6, Dressel, who was out there, and but well defended. Well defended.
This is a very good team. You can see why they played as well as they did against Cretin-Durham Hall to get a victory against the Raiders and now come here and go up immediately 21-0 against the Mustangs. Handoff here around the left-hand side. It's going to be wrestled down around the ground. Not sure if there was a face mask there. Some penalty flag did fly in at about the 30-yard line. Does look to be about a 5-yard gain for Woodbury.
Well, time to make a statement now. We have 2:17 left here until halftime, where the Mustangs want to get to halftime, regroup, listen to what Coach Moberg has to say, and come out with those second half adjustments. And it looks like we do have a holding on or a flag on the Woodbury Royals here that's going to push them back.
Defense likes that.
A block in the back. There we go.
Going to bring up 1st and 14.
Woodbury leads Moundsview. 2:06 remaining here in the first half. Wenzel, the quarterback for Woodbury, in shotgun formation with twins to his left. He's going to throw to the right, though, and that ball's almost going to be picked off by Chase Dressel. Right in the passing lane was Dressel, and he almost had that a pick 6 just waiting for him.
Yes, I believe it's just well read by Dressel as we get a chance to look at the replay here. And he's got a lot of responsibility out there in the flats. He's primarily going to be looking at the run. But if he reads pass, he's got a chance to get his hands up and he drops back just underneath the hitch. And you know what? He had a chance at it. It looks like possibly tipped close to the line too. But it's going to set up a second down and long for Woodbury.
Wentzel under center now again. He rolls out to his left, and he's going to be sacked down around the 18-yard
Big play by
line.
the Mustang defense.
Nick Dunnigan with a huge sack and tackle for loss. Haven't seen a ton of that tonight, but that is what this Mustang defense is known for. And that is going to bring a fourth down.
Dunnigan on the tackle for the Mustangs.
Not only that, I just want to say Nick Dunnigan's name again tonight.
long.
I have seen him flying up from the secondary of, I guess, what you would call kind of the strong safety position as he continues to insert from the secondary and make the play on the run. He's flying up there.
Yeah, he really did. He saw a gap with no one there to block. The quarterback rolled out, and Dunnigan took off. That was awesome. So a third down and 20 now for the Royals as they take a timeout with 1:37 remaining. It appears as though the Mustangs have 2 timeouts remaining. If they are to get a stop here, the clock would stop on a turnover on downs after the punt, and probably they would take a timeout prior to that. So it looks like
Absolutely.
it looks like the Mustangs may have around a minute 5 if they were to take the football over here before the half.
Starting out with the Woodbury High School dance line, followed up by the Woodbury High School marching band.
Just a moment here as we're just about getting set up for our third and long.
It's like Kettle Hut Farm, Cisneros and Dunnigan in the defensive backfield for the Mustangs. Out of shotgun here is Woodbury. They're looking deep. Reinhardt's going to pull the football down. He's going to run.
Oh.
He's up to about the 30-yard line and out of bounds, short of the first down. And with it being fourth down, they're going to have to punt here.
Wenzel with the deep out to the 28-yard line. It brings up 4th and 5.
Yeah, Wentzel even shy of the 30, so it's going to bring up 4th and 5. Still a 10-yard scramble for Wentzel. But Woodbury forced to punt here. Cisneros back deep. His feet on or around the 44-yard line. So if Mustangs can muster any sort of return here, they are in the money. There's still 1:39 remaining in the half. Snap and the punt. It is a high punt. It's going to push Cisneros back all the way to his 30. He's going to,
He is pulled down hard on the catch.
The tackler from Woodbury missed. That was pretty good punt coverage. Andrew Kramer for the Woodbury Royals tackles Cisneros around the 28-yard line. So now, a lot less likely Mustangs are going to be able to move 70-plus yards to get into the end zone in 1:31. Yikes. That was a pretty good tackle.
Wow. And yes, here we are with 1:31 to go. I'm excited to see what the Mustangs decide to do here. We come out right away with Stenstrom in shotgun with many wide receivers out wide.
Stenstrom looks to the left, rolls to his right. He's got a receiver open. That's going to be caught by number 80. I don't have that on our roster. Was it 80?
That's what I had too. But a great play, and it's going to set the Mustangs up for about a 2nd and 5 here. Stenstrom staying in shotgun as the Mustangs are going to still try to attack with 1:25 to go. I like the aggressiveness.
I do too.
We have some potential on this coverage down here. And up top with Sampson, Rob.
Yeah. Yep. He looked like he was going to press. Sampson comes back on a. Oh, that's Hoytia. Right at his number. Unfortunately, he drops it on the 40-yard line. Very good route. He created a ton of separation, did Hoytia. Wouldn't quite have been a first down. So 3rd and 5 from the 36-yard line. 1:21 as the clock stops on the incompletion. Stenstrom. 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left.
Go up top.
Press coverage to his right. Stenstrom's going to take a 5-step drop. He throws it short, arms it. Unfortunately, it falls at the feet of Mateo Cisneros, and that's going to put Mounds View back in a 4th down situation. They will punt. Still 1:17 remaining in the half. So a slow-moving first half. Again, not a lot of rhythm. Lots of stoppage in play for a variety of reasons. Penalties, incomplete passes, and some big plays. But unfortunately, they've all come from Woodbury. Pearson back to return the punt for the Royals. Snap, punt. It is a low line drive punt to about the 40-yard line. It's going to be fielded there. He goes backwards, does Pearson, and he just gets back to the 40 where he is tackled along the line of along the sideline. Woodbury will take over around their 40-yard line. Woodbury leads, 1:08 remaining in the first half. Wenzel out of shotgun. He's going to take a 5-step drop. He's looking deep. He actually comes back to his crossing route.
Woodbury still attacking here, coming out right off the bat, looking for the pass and looking downfield. Mustang defense and secondary should be on high alert of all angles here. Really with the mindset of no one behind you, looking to support each other from the safety and corner positions.
Wetzel again in pistol. He's going to take a 3-step drop this time. He's got pressure, and that's going to be, it looked like they wanted to set up a screen pass to Reinhardt. The ball is dropped, incomplete, and it's 3rd and 8 with 38 seconds left in the half. Woodbury makes some substitutions here on offense. They're taking their time with the clock stopped. Wenzel receiving coaching end the play. Heard very good things about this offensive coordinator this week for the Woodbury Royals. He's done a great job getting his offense prepared tonight against a very strong Mustang defense. Wenzel now out of gun again. He's going to look over the middle of the field, and that is a huge hit. Charles Dressel lays out the Woodbury wide receiver, that being number 11, Zach Ames. Wow. Holy cow.
Be on high alert if there's a Dressel in the area.
Oh my
He
gosh.
came flying in there.
I'm going to watch this on replay. Dressel really read him coming across on that low, shallow route. Ames just got drilled. So another 4th down. So this also what we did hear about Woodbury's offense. A lot of 3-and-outs, a lot of punts. But then when they don't punt, they get these huge plays.
Absolutely, and that has proved to be true all night tonight.
Cisneros back again, his feet firmly planted on the 25-yard line. Looks like we're going to have a Woodbury timeout, their last of the half. Kind of seems like neither of these teams want to have a halftime.
No, both teams using all their timeouts right up, doing everything they can to make the most of this first half. But here we are with 27 seconds left until the half. It is 21-0 Woodbury. Jumping right out to a start with some big plays all the way through the first half here.
They've turned it over twice, has Woodbury. Mounds had such a great opportunity to make a statement touchdown early in the game. They recovered a fumble on about their own 40-yard line. Then they ended up having to punt. They punt it to the 2, and they recover another fumble, and then they turn it over right near the goal line, and Woodbury returns it to the 50. And that's really all the opportunities have been for Mounds View. But a punt here, no one back deep. Mounds View going to go for the block, and they are almost in on it. But this ball is going to roll. It actually takes a Mustang bounce. It's going to be down at the 24-yard line. 19 seconds left. I anticipate we see a victory formation, meaning the Mounds View Mustangs are going to down the football, knee it down, and go into halftime figuring out what they're going to do against this tough Woodbury defense.
And that does prove true. Coach Moberg decided to bring his men into the locker room here and put together a plan to come on the second half. But what a very interesting first half here as it started to come together with a pretty slow start and then some big play after big play from Woodbury. And then still the Mustang offense just unable to get much going in the run or the pass. Giving play action a chance without much success, which has been our go-to. And some of our speed and thunder backs also having minimal success here early on.
Yeah, I think the offense is clearly missing one of their most dynamic players. Trevor Redmond can make nothing or something out of nothing whenever he touches the football. It's just unfortunate that he's shut down this week. Not sure when he'll return. It is nice to have Sampson back, but they've not been able to find him. So we will see what the adjustments are coming out of halftime. We've got about 15 minutes here. We're going to take a break as the clock ticks down. We'll see you in 15 for the second half of Mounds View Mustang football. We are back already and live. Cisneros returns the kick return to about the 25-yard line. Taylor and I engrossed in a great conversation about teaching and learning with grading, as a couple of education nerds are wont to do, and the kickoff just sneaks in behind us, but we'll start talking football instead of grades and learning.
Great Friday night halftime.
Yeah.
So here we are, the second half launching off. We are both freezing cold up here, trying to keep ourselves warm and see if we can get the Mustang offense to warm up and catch on fire here as Stenstrom comes under center. He's got Sampson out to his left, and there's a handoff there to Cisneros, who had a big game the first half on this play, but is hit in the backfield and hit hard, taken down for no gain.
So 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs. They look to get on track here. See what kind of adjustments Coach Alkinen made coming out of halftime. And I almost knocked the camera right off the press box. Principal Reitz is a clumsy guy if you were not aware. All right.
Here we go, Mustangs. Let's get it going. Stenstrom in shotgun. A couple wide receivers to his right. He's looking for a three-step drop. He wants a slant here to Hoytia, but it is hit. Close to being an interception, but it's called incomplete there as the referee flies in to make the call. It's going to be a 3rd and long. Had a nice look there for Central, but great coverage. Woodbury is just blanketing these wide receivers.
They are tight. They are.
They are.
They're big and athletic, and they are press coverage.
But I do think the Mustang offense went to that play because they maybe have seen in the first half that is a possible window we can try to attack with this tough bump and run coverage. If we can get a guy loose, if we can use the wide receivers can use their hands on the line to break loose and get a little space. For example, we have Sampson down below, probably our top wideout, with just him and number 20 and about 60 yards of green down here. Let's see if Stenstrom looks to him.
Let's go. If he can get off the line, he press. He doesn't look at him. It goes to Sparks, who is drilled at around the 32-yard line.
A completed passing catch, though, for the Mustangs. It's going to be a 4th and 4 coming up.
Man, you got to look. Stenstrom, he's got Sampson wide open. It does take a little bit. You can see they're good at press coverage. It's hard for him to get off the line of scrimmage.
It is.
But he does get off. He gets an inside release, and immediately when he breaks that release, he was held.
And, if the ball goes up, it's all about giving him a chance on that. And here's the punt from the Mustangs. Rosendahl. Oh, it is dropped. This is going to be a fumble, and it is picked up by the Mustangs. I believe there's no flag on the play. It was well defended.
That's going to be Mustang football. There it is.
Football. Here we go. Just about a 40-yard pass.
We'll take it. That's what you get for holding Sampson. That's karma, baby.
There we go. A big break here for the Mustangs. Gets them back on track and into Woodbury territory. And exactly what we need to start the second half. Let's see if Stenstrom can rally the troops here and get them ready to go.
That was Drew Pearson for Woodbury, number 23. Should have fair caught that ball. Didn't. Was hit immediately. And that is going to be another Woodbury turnover. Their 3rd. And the second half starts the same way the first half began. Mustangs taking over in their own territory right around this same spot. About the 3rd play of the first half, they did this same thing. Let's move the football now. Stenstrom's going to hand off to Farm. A couple yards up the middle, but he is stopped. That same lack of a push along the line of scrimmage results in a very little gain for Farm. 2nd and 10 from the 36.
Farm hit the hard hole. Hit the hole hard as we look at the replay.
It's so cold.
And, we're just too cold up here in this freezing night. And he's attacking hard, but the Woodbury defense is there with a hard hit. Stenstrom under center comes with another
he fumbled.
handoff.
He's down.
Fumbled, and he is down right after that. Farm. A 3rd and long coming up.
Yeesh. So Hoytia and Sampson coming in here. Looks like personnel would say pass here on 3rd and 11.
Yes, and that's exactly what I wanted to see here. We'll see what kind of coverage Woodbury does show. They are still playing tight, what they continue to go to. Let's see what the call is here from Oberg. Stenstrom's all alone in shotgun in the backfield.
Hoytia up top to the left. He's going to have man coverage. It's going to be a
Dump down to Cisneros.
Crossing route.
Yep, on a crossing route. He has some room to run, but the defender's right there to follow him up with the tackle. I did like the play, and Cisneros did have space. We will look at the replay. The defender just runs him down, makes a tackle. They're on top of it. They're blanketing all these guys tonight.
I really want to see him do a mesh concept. They've got to get 2 receivers crossing over the middle, not just one. It does look like Hoyte is clearing out. He gets an outside release, which turns the back of the defender, and then they come back with a crossing route. So it is a good concept. It is open, but Woodbury's just so fast on defense. Cisneros not able to break free. So this is going to be a 4th down and 6.
And the D-back bounces off Sampson, gives him 10 yards of coverage this time as they mix it up. And Stenstrom is looking that way. And there's a dump down. O'Brien with the catch. He's going to have to get yards for the first, and he is hit hard. He's going to be short, Rob. It's going to be close.
So Bieber is signaling 1st down, but I don't know. It's definitely short, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Woodbury football, 8-12 here. We're just underway in the second half. Woodbury 21-0 over the visiting Mustangs.
Well, starting to open up the pass though. It's good to see. We have some underneath routes, some crossing routes. Stenstrom's getting comfortable back there, but just unable to convert. Here's Woodbury under center.
Pearson in motion.
Plays called dead. Waiting for the call. Looks like a false start on the offense. Going to push back the Royals 5 yards here.
We'll take it.
Well, the Mustangs, we're getting opportunities tonight. We're getting opportunities. We just got to continue to fight, continue to battle to see if we can really take advantage and convert down the stretch here. Woodbury in the pistol formation. Oh, a little mix-up on the handoff. It looks like Wenzel does keep it, but he falls down right in the backfield. We're going to have a 2nd and 15 coming up. Well defended, but definitely a miscommunication in the backfield as well.
So another mistake after a motion penalty. 2nd and 17 as Woodbury moves backward. Out of the gun here. Another false handoff, and that's going to be fumbled again. It's on the ground. Chase Drussel just had the ball bounce right past him. So the Mustangs not able to capitalize with the football on the ground again. Actually, the best game they've had. Probably the most productive play they've had this second half. It's going to give Woodbury a 3rd down and 17 as they are in the hurry-up offense.
They are. It's showing the pistol formation. Trips up top to the right of your screen. Oh, man.
Did Moundsview get that ball? They did. Moundsview recovers the 4th turnover.
Unbelievable. Here we go.
This half is starting the exact same way. 2 Woodbury turnovers. Moundsview takes it over twice in their own territory. They've got to be able to capitalize. I mean, how many opportunities have we had here now?
Once again, great field. We're inside the red zone here. Great field position again. Let's see what we come out with.
So again, that feast or famine description of this Woodbury offense proving itself true once again. Their 2nd turnover in this second half, their 5th turnover, if I'm not mistaken, of the football game.
Stenstrom under center. He's got a motion to an I formation. Cisneros is in motion, crosses the line. We have play action. There we go, Stenstrom. He's got a man. A lot of contact there, but looks like well defended. Falls incomplete. Looking for Cisneros as he motions out of the backfield. But 2nd and 10 coming up.
Have to catch that one on replay as well. Sampson up top, one-on-one. But not pressing that time.
They're starting to give him a little more space.
It was a comeback route. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Cisneros out there. Okay. Still really good coverage. There's just not a lot of room.
They're bunched in a little bit tighter here, Moundsview, with some motion and shifting in the backfield. Stenstrom under center, hands it off. Bieber come with a power run, hit at the line, and also some flag on the field. We possibly had some illegal movement there. As I noticed, the flag came in right before the snap. We'll see and wait for the call.
want to look at the replay. I really just am interested in the kind of push, where we're getting along the line of scrimmage and where we're not. Because there just isn't a hole there for Bieber. We're really getting stood up on that defensive line. This Woodbury defensive line is really tough. But a penalty there is going to pull us back to 2nd and 15. .702 here, third quarter. Mustangs trail by 3 scores.
Continuing to put themselves in a 2nd or 3rd and long here. Stenstrom all alone in the backfield. 5 wide receivers are out wide. He's got a lot to look for. Low, a lot of contact over the middle. There's the flag we're looking for. Looking for Sampson, which looked like either kind of a post or a drag over the middle, and he is hit and pulled to the ground before the ball gets there.
So that'll be a first down, will it not?
I believe so. An automatic first, I believe, yes. And I'm thinking a 15-yard penalty, not spot a foul. We'll see how the call comes in.
So Cisneros in motion to Twins. They actually end up having trips as Sparks runs a bubble. It looked like it was a post. Definitely there early on Sampson, and so that's going to give the Mustangs a first down. Looks like they're going to spot the ball here about the 12-yard line.
Now we'll wait to see for the call here on the down. They're going to almost looks like a spot fall for a 2nd and 3.
Well,
We'll wait to see here. That is look like how it's going to be played out.
glad I'm not a referee.
Well, you know, with
I
the
would not be
differences
making
between
good
college, pro, and high school, we have 3 different ways they play out that penalty. Cisneros, he's got a block on the outside. He's going to have to make a cut.
There he
He's got
goes.
room to the 5, falling forward. He's up to the 2-yard line. Exactly where the Mustangs were in the first half here, at the 2-yard line. We'll see if we come to a handoff to Nate Farm.
Let's go.
And see if he can punch it in.
I don't see, Rowan Morgan is in there. He's been a pretty effective lead blocker tonight, opening up some holes.
There it is. Nate Farm.
Touchdown.
He pushes in, and Mustangs are on the board. We
So,
are on the
all
board,
right.
and the energy is back in the building here on the Mounds View side of the football.
So, last week, Mounds View frequently going for 2. With Redmond out, they did near the end of the game attempt an extra point. It looks like they are going to attempt the extra point here. Dunnigan in to hold. Is that Sparks? I can't really see who the kicker is.
Just waiting to confirm the number here for you.
That's
Kick is
good.
Up and good, and that is number 42, Tommy Walt with the kick.
All right.
That a boy. Tommy Walt stepping up for his teammates here. His first name call of the night.
All right, 21-7. 2 scores, lots of time. Let's go. 6:37 remaining in the third quarter. Mounds View's first touchdown. It comes, I believe, after a 5th Woodbury Royal turnover.
And you know, Rob, we've been covering these Mounds View football games long enough under Coach Mohlberg to know exactly how we like to maybe fall behind a little bit and just crawl and work and battle our way back into the football game. And that is exactly where we're going to be as we look over here at the Mounds View coaches. Coach Palkey up here making calls and cheering on the Mounds View Mustangs from up here in the coach's booth.
They don't quit, that's for sure. They do not quit.
We're just getting started tonight, just getting started. Continue to stay with us, continue to spread the word on tonight's game. I think we're about to see an exciting finish.
I'm going to get my tweet on.
Yes, we gotta let the world know the Mustangs are coming back. Here we go.
The world. My 658 followers.
Well, those are 658 of the most important people that need to hear about this news tonight. Kick is up for the Mustangs. A pretty good kick. It is short, fielded just inside the 20. And Woodbury's got blockers to the 30, to the 40, to the 50, falling forward. And a great return. Looked like they really had a strong left return set up exactly where it was kicked. And it fell right into the return game. Going to be 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. So pretty good field position for the Royals coming off, giving up that touchdown. It's time for that Coach Molberg defense to step up. And here are the Mustangs lined up in their 3-4. Woodbury under center with a split backfield and a handoff here with a lot of running room for Woodbury. 5-10-yard gain down. Oh, and we have a late flag onto the field.
Lots of flags tonight.
Holding on Woodbury. He's going to push back that run.
That's big time.
Yes, a break for the Mustangs on what was going to be a 20-yard swing here, depending on where they spot this foul. But a well-designed and well-ran play there for Woodbury, which would have been a 10-yard gain, now taken back. He's going to set up a 1st and 16 for the Royals, pushes them back into their own territory. Great break here for the Mustangs. We do have number 18, Mike Louderback, here in the secondary for the Mustangs. Haven't seen much of him tonight. Want to give him a shout out. Another handoff for the Royals. Hit behind the line, falling forward, about a 4-yard gain.
I've never seen such a talented group make as many mistakes as this Woodbury offense has tonight. Honest to God, they could score a lot of points if they just kept the penalties to a minimum, and obviously the turnovers to a minimum as well. One of their turnovers did come on special teams. This is a really solid team, though. If they put it together, they can do a lot of damage in this district. But they've got to get themselves straight here because Mustangs, they aren't going to quit. They are going to come back. Down 14, 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Another penalty.
Another one. Pushing them right back. This is going to be about
another false start.
2nd and 18, yes.
So 2nd down and 18. Mustangs got to feel good about pushing them back behind the sticks. But as we said earlier, this team very capable of big plays. That's what they do, more so than they extend drives. They are able to get big plays, but not here.
Rowan Morgan in on the tackle in the backfield as Wenzel keeps it from the quarterback position.
Big 3rd down, 3rd and 17.
Some of the D linemen playing a pretty nice game tonight for the Mustangs. We have number 52, Ahmed Muhammad, number 51, A.J. Hunt, and Rowan Morgan at the other DN tonight doing a nice job. Third and very long here. We are sitting at 4:35 and counting in the third quarter. Woodbury 21, Mounds View 7, and Woodbury showing shotgun here on 3rd and long.
Twins to Wenzel's right. Takes the snap, looks to the Twins side, goes deep down the field. He's got an interception. Was it Mateo Cisneros down along the sideline, catches it at its highest point. Another huge turnover for the Mustangs.
Hard to get a number on that. I think it was. But well defended, well played.
Really, the receiver wasn't open. I think Wenzel was trying to throw him open.
Yep.
But the coverage was there the whole time, and it was a great interception by Mounds, similar to what a punt would be. We don't have it on the replay, which means our viewers didn't see it. My bad. I get a little excited when
They were able to hear it, and they heard the excitement, Rob.
It's so nice when L.J. Manning, 8th grader, future quarterback for the Mustangs, is here to help us. All right, Mustangs coming out, spreading it out.
Going right to it. Little swing pass to Sparks, who's got a little room. There is a flag in the field. We got a possible block in the back.
Interesting formation there.
Yeah, we really went heavy here. Well, we started out in our straight line shift position and really went very heavy over here, but we kept him in tight.
Just a bubble, really.
Yep.
Yeah, the block in the back was Cisneros.
and really keeping the trips in tight, close to the hash, probably trying to get Sparks outside of them, get him to the edge with a little bit of space to run. But Woodbury defense just battling their way in there again.
So first down and 20. 15-yard line for the Mustangs as they huddle up.
First and 20. We have a lot of long downs here tonight, really on both sides of the football.
I wonder if they are getting in a unbalanced formation there.
Sparks has got some running room. He's going to get 8-9 yards and then hit, and he would have had a lot of room if you broke that last tackle. But great job there.
Good to see him get the ball with some space to maneuver. He's hard to tackle. He's shifty. And he gets a big chunk of those yards back. So it's going to be second down and about 14.
Yeah, and for the second play in a row, trying to get Sparks to the edge by using the wide side of the field. We'll see if now that we're lined up on the left, if we still try to pinch our receivers in tight. And that we do. Sampson out here on the outside is pretty tight inside the hash. We'll see if we try to get anybody to the outside again here. Stenstrom rolling out. He's got a lot of pressure. He throws it up. And I think it's caught here on the outside. And it is. Caught by Jonas Sparks. We're looking for about a 5-6 yard gain, and we're going to keep it going. Here we go, Mounds View.
They are applying very fast pressure. Clearly, they've seen on film. We do like to roll him out. So that's a tendency they might have to figure out. Maybe even just change it with more of a sprint out than a rollout, or just a straight drop, because they're definitely bringing the pressure whenever they see him roll out. I mean, he got clobbered by two guys there.
Oh, yeah.
I like that word, clobbered. I'm going to use that more.
Oh, the pressure has been there all night, play after play.
All right, big third down and 10. They scratch and claw their way back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a false start. So I say that right as I'm saying it. They false start. They're going to be 3rd and 15.
And interesting, on this 3rd and long, they put an extra safety on top of Huedia there, and also with Sampson down below. I think that's going to leave our seams open if we have O'Brien or anybody in there to run the seam as a possibility. But one of the first times we had some safeties over the top of both those wide receivers. Once again, Woodbury showing some pretty good coverage. Bringing one safety up. They might be sending him on a blitz. It's going to leave Sampson all alone out here if they do, Rob. Stenstrom might see it. Oh, man in motion. Oh,
he's
a
going
lot
to be
of
sacked.
pressure, hit hard, up high in the head, and taken down. Really did not have any time.
Nope. That's what we've been looking for.
Fourth and very, very, very long. Punt team working their way out here from Mounds View.
Man.
Punt team in here. Mounds View punting out of their own end zone. Plenty of room. Rosendahl does get it off. Shorter punt, trying to get a roll, and he does not. It just does stop right on the spot. Nate Farm downs it, and it's going to be, Royals are going to pick it up really at the 36-yard line going in here. Under a minute left in the 3rd quarter to give you a time update as the clock stops for a change of possession.
21-7. Mounds View not able to move the football there. Not really able to get the protection that Stenstrom clearly needs in order to make good, solid throws. Even the throw he was able to complete to Sparks down here for about a 5-6 yard gain, not really able to get his body weight into that throw. So it was a bit of a rainbow, a bit of a dangerous throw actually. Woodbury takes over here with really good field position. 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line.
In the shotgun, we got the wide receiver catches it from the motion, or receives the handoff from the motion, and he's going to get himself a nice little gain here.
Yeah, that jet motion, that's what they run that quarterback read of the linebacker off of, too. That's a nasty play where they get the linebacker scraping to the left or to the right, and they sneak the quarterback right in behind. So whenever you get any successful run out of that jet sweep, you can pretty much guarantee they're going to come back at some point and run the quarterback right down the middle of the field.
And you can tell right away, if you look at the wide receiver up top right now, number 12 for Woodbury, really taking himself out of the play, spreading out that D-back over there and giving them some room. Here comes that jet motion. And there's a quarterback coming underneath you. He's got 3, 4, 5 a first down and a little more.
So he drops the snap, but he's still able to pick up, and you just knew that play was coming. They probably have a coach that's just assigned to watching the inside backers and what they do when that jet sweep comes in motion. And if those backers follow the sweep, they're every time going to run that next play, quarterback up the middle, easy first down. And so it's 1st and 10 now from the 25-yard line. The clock's going to expire here in the third quarter, very quick third quarter. That's definitely the fastest quarter we've had here tonight.
Yes.
So Mounds View down 14 heading into what has been their quarter this season. In most of the football games this year, they have really dominated the fourth quarter, certainly against St. Michael Albertville, definitely against Totino Grace. So we'll see what they can do here, try to get a stop, keep Woodbury out of the end zone, keep points off the scoreboard, and see what they can then do to come back on offense. The best thing for Mounds View, given how difficult it's been for the offense to move the football, they need to turn over Woodbury and take it to the house. They really need a defense or special teams touchdown here to get themselves back within one score.
Huge possession to see how this plays out as we enter the fourth quarter. And Woodbury starting to get themselves into some dangerous Mustang territory here. Pretty nice pep band playing tonight for Woodbury. They've been playing all night, giving us some great background music. And a pretty good turnout from both sides, as in a pretty distant away game for the Mustangs. Here comes out Woodbury. Wenzel under center. Mounds with defense poised and ready. And there's a handoff. Great penetration. Rowan Morgan throws the defender, but he stays up. Dressel now protecting the outside. And there's a tackle with a late flag as Woodbury's pushed out of bounds. We'll see where the flag and the call comes in.
Kramer on the carry there sneaks out of the tackle. Doesn't really get much of a gainer at all, but we'll see what the penalty does in terms of moving Woodbury back or further downfield. And that's going to be a penalty against the Royals. So they again are going to start a series behind the sticks. That has happened so many times to this team. They're really fortunate to be up 21-17.
Yeah, you're looking at 3 huge plays for touchdowns.
Yeah, really.
And then you really do not have very, very other effective possessions. And here we are at 1st and 25 or more.
Thank you to those of you that have just joined us.
Handoff up the middle for a short gain for the Woodbury Royals. Still in a second and very, very long here. But they are in Mounds View Mustang territory.
21-0, or I should say 21-7, the Woodbury Royals lead. Despite having turned the football over 5 times, Mustangs have just 1 turnover on the evening, but they have not been able to capitalize on these Woodbury turnovers, many of which have happened deep in Mustang territory. The Woodbury defense is the unit that has been most successful, I would say, this evening, stopping the Mustang offense over and over, not really even allowing them to eat up lots of clock or big chunks of yardage. And this is going to be a 2nd and 21 play for the Royals. Pearson in motion.
Play action. He's got a few guys deep. Looks underneath, and a great play as it turns into really a dig route, and number 11 cuts underneath. And that is going to be they are going to get the first down on that.
That's Wenzel's best throw of the evening, although he did have that really nice touchdown pass down the sideline. But that was right on target.
He stepped into that and fired it right across.
Yeah, he
the
did. So now hurry-up offense for the Royals. Wenzel in shotgun with twins to his right. Looks like Reinhardt's going to line up to his left. It's double twins out of shotgun. Wenzel's going to follow Reinhardt on what looked to be a bit of a quarterback ISO play. He's going to be tackled just behind the line of scrimmage. That also has happened quite a bit tonight. The Royals have struggled on first down. Even one of the touchdown plays they got was a fourth down play. They've really been feast or famine, have the Royals, and that was something we said in the pregame that they've been known for this season. Not so much last week, as they really did a nice job beating a pretty strong Cretan-Durham Hall Raider football team. But certainly tonight, it's either been big plays or plays for loss or penalties that have really defined this Royal offense.
And here is, once again, Wenzel in shotgun. He's got a little jet sweep handoff again. Oh, but well defended by the Mustangs as he's tackled in the backfield. And looks like number 54 in on the tackle there for the Mustangs.
Charles Dressel.
Charles Dressel in there per usual on the outside. Holding his contain. Staying home.
So 3rd down and 10 from the 15.
Yeah, big down here. 3rd down and 10. Trying to force a 4th and long to see what the Royals decide to do and really try to keep this a 2-possession ball game.
Wenzel's going to line up in the pistol. Pearson in motion for the Royals.
Two men in motion. We're going to have a timeout here.
So didn't like what they saw there, took the timeout. This is something we saw in the first half from Woodbury as well. Not afraid to use a timeout when they don't like what the play call is versus how the defense aligns. It does make for a long – the first half was a really long first half because of penalties, because all the timeouts were used, and because there were a lot of incomplete passes. But the third quarter did fly. Mounds was able to get on the board after the second Woodbury turnover of the second half. They advanced the ball all the way to the 2-yard line and then got a 2-yard touchdown run from Nate Farm. Three turnovers this half for Woodbury. Mateo Cisneros, number 10, for the Mustangs, intercepted a deep pass down the right sideline the series prior to this one for Woodbury, but they were not able to capitalize or move the football at all, and so they punted. And the result now is that Woodbury is threatening 3rd and 10 from their own 14.
Rolling out Wenzel to his right. He's got a lot of time. He's looking to the end zone. Oh, almost intercepted by the Mustang defense as we have Nate Farm flying in there and undercutting the pass.
Farm's a good player. Both sides of the football got to be tired. He's put in a lot of snaps tonight. So it does appear they're going to change some personnel here. Woodbury likely to line up for the field goal. They've been really successful on their extra points, have been good for quite a distance. So I would expect that they have no problem with the distance here.
The kick is up. Plenty of distance. We'll wait for the call. It is good.
So 24-7. Woodbury leads, 8:56 remaining. That could prove to be some pretty important points here if Mounds is able to come back, as they have done here earlier in the season. We keep referring to it as the Moundsview Miracle. They were down 7 with about 3 minutes to play and 85 yards of field in front of them. They drove all the way down the field, did Moundsview, against St. Michael Albertville, scored with 0 time on the clock, and kicks the extra point to win Week 1 against a very tough St. Michael Albertville team.
What a Week 1 that was. And I'll tell you what, I'm a believer tonight. We got 24-7, 8:56 left in the game. Our offense coming out, ready to shine. Stenstrom's going to rally the team and get people going on the sideline, get them fired up. And let's see what we can make happen here.
Lomax had a huge kick return here in the first half. He is back deep. We'll see if he has another opportunity in this Mustang special teams unit's able to make another big play.
Kick is up. It's a deep kick, and Cisneros is over to his side. Oh, it does go out of bounds. We have a flag. Goes just out of bounds at the 2-yard line there. It was a nice kick before it bounced out of bounds. Plenty of distance. And the Mustangs are going to have a nice little field position to start here.
So some of the better field position they've actually had. It does seem like Woodbury has led not only the field position battle, but also the time of possession battle. The offense just hasn't been able to convert or get into a rhythm and convert a number of first downs consistently. Even the touchdown drive they did have was a short field. So be really great to see them sustain a long drive here. Lots of time, 8:56 remaining. Mustangs trail 24-7. We've seen this stack formation that they put out starting against Creighton Durham Hall. They do it again here in a 3-step drop from Stenstrom. He's going to throw the ball deep. He's got Sampson downfield, but that ball is going to be incomplete. It was tight coverage, which Woodbury has shown all evening they are capable of blanketing our receivers. So nothing doing there. 2nd and 10.
You know, given Sampson one of his first deep shots of the night, I like the call. It was early on, just after the possession started. You know, the coverage was just too much, though, as it has been. So see if we can go back to that a little bit later if we feel like we have the matchups. We did have Hoydia up top with similar coverage and a similar matchup, but he chose to go to the shorter side of the field.
I do think they got to stretch the field because the crossing route that they have been consistently completing just isn't there for enough yards.
Coming back to it.
Yep, Stenstrom again deep. This time going down to Sparks, and he's going to be hit in the head. I can't believe the number of penalties that have been called tonight. That isn't one of them. That looked to me like targeting.
Huge contact. Great to see Jonas Sparks up and okay after the
Absolutely.
hard hit with the safety coming over there. We're going to look at the replay here, but it looks like everybody's okay, and that's all that matters.
So a 3rd and 10. Did Sparks come from the wing there? He did.
Yeah,
It was a
wheel
wheel route to Sparks.
Had
Hung up a
space.
little bit. Yeah, we didn't see it totally on the field, but that was a pretty hard hit to his helmet. We'll get back in the screen here.
Mounds, you open it up again.
Stenstrom rolling out to his right. He's got Cisneros, and he's going to drop it just a little high. It would have been good enough for a first down, but 3 incompletions. That is going to lead to a Mounds View punt, again from their own 35-yard line. So Woodbury, again, given how we've punted this evening, is going to end up with some pretty nice field position. Now up 24-7.
We did have some space on that one. I thought Cisnero did have some separation from his defender. Throw was a little high, but something we can come back to. Sampson into punt here. Interesting to see
All right.
as we look to shake up. Not to give away or see if there's any shake up on the call. But Sampson does go ahead with the punt. It is high and plenty deep.
There
and
you
we're going to
go.
get a Mustang roll inside the 25 to the 20 before it's down there by number 21, Nick Dunnigan.
We'll take that. So let's see if we can get a 3 and out here. It'd be really helpful to get the ball back into the Mustang offensive hands. You need to get some points on the board. Time now becoming Woodbury's ally as they put 3 points up on the board this half. That might just be enough to do it as the clock trickles down here. 8:27 remaining in the game.
Big 3 and out here is what the Mustangs need. Handoff for Woodbury. Pretty well defended. Tackled for a 3 or 4 yard gain.
A.J. Hunt with the tackle.
Yeah, A.J. Hunt flying in, getting his name called here tonight. Great action. Coming really from inside there at the nose guard position. defensive tackle.
Again, want to thank everyone for joining us as our numbers tick up here in the second half. My name is Rob Reitz. I'm principal at Chippewa Middle School, the feeder for Mounds View High School, with a dean of students, Taylor Swanson.
And a beautiful night for some football. A same play call for the Woodbury Royals. Hit hard by the Mustangs, but it is a short gain, and it's going to set up a 3rd and short. And really, Woodbury in a pretty good position here. Mustangs D-line is going to have to step up here on 3rd and short. I see them going to Wenzel on a quarterback run here, or
Absolutely.
a quarterback power. He is a very strong runner. We'll see what they come out with here.
I'm surprised they haven't gone to Reinhardt number 5 for the Royals more often. He seems like he started out hot in the first half, that's for sure, but I don't even know that he's in the game at this point right now.
There's Wenzel going to his right, and he's got it. Looks like himself his own little Tim Tebow, if I remember from his college days, pushing and running the ball just like that with his big shoulders.
Woodbury just getting really, they are up 24-7 for no other reason other than their offensive line and their defensive line have dominated the O&D lines from Mounds View.
I couldn't agree more, and really right from the start, they've done a very nice job. Jet sweep handoffs. Handoff, well defended. We have a flag on the field in the backfield, but Mounds View doing a nice job holding contain out there as Dressel's holding his end and Dunnigan's flying up in there. I do want to give the call for number 20, Ben Kettlehunt, who flying in there also to force the ball outside. We do have many Kettlehunt students at our Chippewa Middle School as well at the high school. Great to see him out getting into the action here tonight. And the flag is on the Woodbury Royals. It's going to push them back for another long first down, about a 1st and 20 or more. A common theme tonight on both sides of the ball. I don't know if I've seen a game that have as many teams, or both teams have a 1st and 20 or 1st and 25 over and over again.
Yep. You know what we need is a statistician. Add that to our student responsibilities.
Yep.
So we would know just how many penalties we have seen.
Yes, we get a few of our math students up here. That'd be a great thing for us and get us some live feed on that. But we can bring that to our viewers, you know?
Noses are running.
Woo.
Toes are cold.
We are up here pushing through just like the players are down in the field. I feel like I'm one of the athletes out here, Rob. Woodbury's still spreading it out with 5 minutes and 35 seconds and counting to go here in the 4th.
That's what they do.
On a 2nd and long. In play action, Wenzel, he is looking downfield, I can tell, and he fires a deep, perfect spiral to his defender. That might have been caught, and it is. Caught, and it is Ben Kettlehunt. In my opinion, great defense.
It
well
was.
And it was a jump ball, and the player that raised a little bit higher, he did have inside position too, and he came down with it.
Again, sorry about the camera work on that one. It's hard to watch the play through that screen, so when I don't, especially on a deep pass play, I definitely don't find where the play
You went
landed.
a little deep on that one, but that's all right. That is okay.
Yeah. We're much better when we have students filming for us.
That we are.
Out of pistol. Low snap, handoff. That's Reinhardt on the to the left.
Well defended as we have Nate Farm flying in there. We have another Dressel in there. A great job by the Mounds View defense. 2nd and 7 coming up here, but the clock is ticking. 4:44 and counting. Woodbury 24, Mounds View 7. Getting to the end of the 4th quarter.
Every second precious here for the Mustangs. Really needing a turnover, something big to happen here on defense to get back into this football game. It's going to be Reinhardt. Nope.
A little triple option look as Wenzel keeps it. He's holding that handoff to the fullback dive there, and I believe he's going to be reading the end on that to see if he follows the running back or stays with the quarterback. Then he's got the outside option where he's going to look then to the backers. And he ran it very efficiently there.
It's belly.
Yeah, and then he gets himself a nice gain.
So a number of different looks from this Woodbury offense. Changing it up. They're able to definitely bring the hurry-up offense. Pretty effective was Woodbury earlier in the game with their hurry-up. Now they're slowing it down. Handoff here to Reinhardt. Looked like that through A-gap. About a 5-yard gain. Woodbury starting to consistently put together enough plays to convert first downs and bleed this clock. We're now down under 3:30 remaining in the game. And Woodbury a 2nd and 6 from their own 26.
Yes, it is in their advantage to continue to pound the football and use up the clock, and that's exactly what these coaches are going to do play after play here. Wenzel's in pistol, one running back behind him. Trips to his right, and there's the handoff underneath, and it's a pretty big gain. 5, 10, falling forward for a first down for Woodbury. First and 10 from the 16. The clock is running now at 2:45 and counting here, 24-7. Well, and what really has seemed like it's been a back-and-forth game besides the big plays in the first half by Woodbury. It's just a back-and-forth game. Plenty of penalties. Great defense on both sides. But Woodbury's talent with a few deep passes has set them apart tonight by the 17-point lead. Wenzel in the pistol, trips to his left, a very similar look. One receiver split down below, going out wide outside the hash, clearly just taking himself out of the play. I see another run up the middle coming here on second down. Oh, come with an option look, and the dangerous pitch. That's a fumble. It's down. Oh, Woodbury did land on it. Dressel in there, Muhammad in there, Nate Farm close by, almost coming up with the football. But just the way the luck has been swinging tonight for the Mustangs, Woodbury lands on it. Interesting play call with the option. That does add a much higher layer of risk in there as you see the fumble. Probably the fourth or fifth fumble of the night by the Woodbury, but they do land on this one.
Clock ticking, 1:10.
In the exact same formation, trips up top in pistol, looking for probably an inside a handoff up the middle here.
Oh. They always struggle a little bit, does Woodbury, on that read.
They do. And Dressel in there on the tackle in the backfield, assisted by Rowan Morgan.
But just a matter of seconds now as the clock still runs. Woodbury not operating with any urgency. It is fourth down.
Yeah, I see them possibly going ahead and taking a delay a game here to use up as much clock as possible. And then bringing out a personnel to just punt it down deep into the end zone, but we'll see.
So Mustangs are going to fall to 2-2. They travel again next week east to Stillwater High School. Have not seen tonight how Stillwater has played. They came back to beat a tough Roseville team that actually Roseville beat this Woodbury team earlier in the season. But Stillwater had started 0-2. They beat Roseville to go 1-2. And again, not sure what they did tonight, but like every team in this district, they are going to prove a difficult challenge for anyone they play, just as Mounds View does as well. But clearly, the Mustangs are going to go into that game 2-2, having defeated St. Michael Albertville and Totino Grace, but having lost to Cretin-Durham Hall and your Woodbury Royals tonight.
For our viewers that are finishing up, we have just 12 seconds left on the clock here. Woodbury 24, Mounds View 7. Just waiting as we had a little delay game timeout mixed in there. And it's going to be 4th down and long. And it looks like Woodbury is just going to go ahead and play out this 4th down and maybe pooch punt it back deep. Woodbury runs one more player onto the field.
I do look forward to seeing Stillwater's facilities. It's a pretty remarkable place now that they've made all the additions that they have made. Does appear with 9 seconds left here, the Mustang offense is going to come out onto the field one last time. Clearly they're down 24-7 with 9 seconds left. They're not going to be able to do a whole lot here. Not sure what Coach Moberg will have his offense do. They might just take a knee. So Woodbury wins their 2nd in a row. I believe they are going to be 3-1. I know they lost to Roseville. I'm not sure who their week 1 opponent was or how they fared in that game, but this could be a very tough out come playoff time. If this team can make fewer mistakes, have fewer turnovers, they're going to be a pretty tough team for anyone to defeat, especially if they're able to get a couple big plays like they did here tonight. Stenstrom does knee it down.
And that's it as we have 5 seconds running off the clock. 3, 2, 1, and that is the ball game. Woodbury 24, Mounds View 7. We want to thank you all for tuning in tonight as the players look to go show their sportsmanship and shake up at the half. Well, Rob, a beautiful night for some football, but plenty of ups and downs for the Mustangs tonight.
Yep, they'll come back next week. They'll be ready. Not a great week of practice, quite honestly. It wasn't obviously for Woodbury either, but this is where when you have some facilities where you can get inside and actually have a decent practice. And, you know, we have not seen a spread offense. So I don't blame the defense for giving up a couple big plays early. I thought they played really tough in the second half. They really did only give up the 1 field goal, but clearly not enough to beat a pretty strong Woodbury team. So we'll see how we fare against Stillwater next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night. Let's go.